Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Acesse suprememastertv.com/schedule.
我想大家应该看这些天灾，像一种那个警告，一种警告的那个现象，警告我们说醒起来，醒起来，赶快醒过来。我们对这些难民啊，只能够尽最大我们的能力而已，帮助他们那个物质的方面、精神的方面，还有感情的方面而已。我们只能够给他们帮助一点点，还有安慰他们，在他们被灾难的时候。
Extreme weather, the latest global climate disasters, part 1 of 2. Continue watching to find out more.
Despite our diligent efforts, global warming is making extreme weather events more frequent, intense, and widespread around the world. The number of natural disasters has been increasing for decades, but 2020 was clearly a year for the record books. It began with a global pandemic that has infected millions of people and crippled the world's economy. Over the past few years, our planet has gone from one deadly and destructive mega disaster to another, such as devastating wildfires in the United States, powerful hurricanes in the Atlantic Ocean, and floods and landslides in Africa, Europe, and Asia. Welcome to today's show, part 1 of our two-part series, Extreme Weather, the latest global climate disasters. We'll explore recent severe climatic events in Africa and America. This year in Africa, more than 1.21 million people in 12 different countries were affected by heavy rainfall and flooding. Sudan, South Sudan, Ethiopia, Niger, Nigeria, Chad and Mali suffered from the widespread floods, while many other countries experienced significantly more rains than usual. The conditions in Sudan were so grave that the government declared a national state of emergency.
Sudan's Security and Defense Council declared a national state of emergency for 3 months because of floods that have killed 99 people this year and designated Sudan a natural disaster zone. The Sudanese Ministry of Labor and Social Development says that in addition to the deaths, floods this year have injured 46 people, inflicted damage on more than 500,000 people, and caused the total and partial collapse of more than 100,000 homes. The rate of floods and rain for this year exceeded the record set during the year 1946 and 1988. With expectations of continued rising indicators, Minister Lena El-Sheikh added. The Council also announced the formation of a Supreme Committee headed by the Ministry of Labor and Social Development to deal with the ramifications of the flood for the fall of 2020.
Remarkable year, close just shy of 4 million acres now burned year to date in the state of California.
The blazes quickly ripped through hundreds of thousands of acres, and people had just minutes to evacuate.
If you're out there and you see the fire and you think it's a ways from you, it could be on you in minutes.
Russ Davis is chief of the Bald Mountain Fire Department. This is home for him. He knows this Sierra National Forest well, knows Shaver Lake, and the fuels are still feeding this massive fire.
The crisis in the United States' most populous state is more than just an accumulation of individual catastrophes. It's also an example of something climate experts have long been worried about, but which few expected to see so soon: a cascade effect in which a series of disasters overlap, triggering or amplifying one another. facing a situation similar to California's, the neighboring state of Oregon is working to contain raging wildfires. As of October 26, 11 people had perished, including 2 firefighters, and more than 1 million acres had been burned. 2 small towns near the California border were wiped out. One of these massive fires, Lion's Head, was Oregon's 6th largest wildfire in the past 100 years. As the massive fires continued to burn, smoke-induced air pollution posed a health hazard to millions of people. Thick clouds of particles wafted over cities and rural areas alike, turning the azure skies orange due to wildfire smoke. British Columbia, Canada, also experienced several wildfires, prompting calls for evacuations. We'll take a moment now to listen to an important message and be back shortly. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Welcome back to our show about extreme weather events around the world. This year, in the Pantanal region of South America, fires destroyed almost twice the area of California's fires, and researchers fear that this rare ecosystem will never recover. According to the Global Fire Emissions Database project run by NASA, wildfire damage in Brazil's Amazon rainforest was the worst in 9 years, and scientists warn that the situation could get worse if the current drought continues. The fires threatened the indigenous communities of the Pantanal and the rich biodiversity it supports. The loss of this enormous carbon sink adds to the feedback loop of climate change. Many of these fires appear to be man-made, and the drought has helped push them to historic levels. While unprecedented wildfires ravaged the US West Coast from California to Washington state, hurricanes coming in from the Atlantic Ocean pounded the US Gulf Coast. In August 2020, Hurricane Laura smashed through parts of Louisiana and Texas, causing widespread wind damage. Laura was the most powerful hurricane to hit the state of Louisiana since 1856 and the 5th strongest ever to hit the continental US. Laura came ashore as a Category 4 storm, tearing off roofs, knocking out power to more than 500,000 homes, and causing a chemical fire in an industrial plant. It's reported that at least 77 deaths were caused by Hurricane Laura in the United States. The total estimated economic cost of Hurricane Laura is at least $8 billion. Before Hurricane Laura made landfall in the US, it had already proven to be a deadly storm in the Caribbean region, bringing torrential downpours, flooding, power outages, and other damages that killed 31 people in Haiti and 4 in the neighboring Dominican Republic, as well as making life dangerous for millions more. Less than 3 weeks after Hurricane Laura carved a wide path of destruction, making more than a third of Louisiana a disaster zone, Hurricane Sally swept over the Gulf Coast.
The storm knocked out power lines, leaving more than 500,000 people in Alabama and Florida in the dark. The wind was powerful enough to tip over this tractor-trailer. Luckily, the driver wasn't seriously hurt. In Gulf Shores, Alabama, roadways became waterways. Buildings in low-lying areas were flooded, while some high-rises had walls ripped away. In Pensacola, Florida, part of this bridge is now gone. Where it wasn't wind, it was rain. In some areas, the storm was expected to drop anywhere from 60 to 90 centimeters of rain.
Researchers believe that sea surface temperatures in the tropical Atlantic have risen significantly and caused this year's Atlantic hurricane season to be especially active.
The following is a summary of the hurricane's consequences in the Americas from August to November 19, 2020. Hurricane Iota was a Category 5 hurricane that resulted in extensive damage in the ABC Islands, Colombia, Jamaica, Honduras, Nicaragua, Panama, and El Salvador, with at least 39 fatalities and over 500,000 people were affected. Hurricane Eta was a Category 4 hurricane that caused damage in the ABC Islands, Jamaica, Central America, Cayman Islands, Cuba, the Bahamas, and the southeastern United States, with at least 100.
Supreme Master Ching Hai often speaks about the many dangers arising from climate change and reminds us about the fastest and easiest way to halt it.
我想大家应该看这些天灾像一种那个警告，一种警告的那个现象，警告我们说醒起来，醒起来，赶快醒过来。我们对这些难民啊，只能够尽最大我们的能力而已，帮助他们那个物质的方面、精神的方面，还有感情的方面而已。我们只能够给他们帮助一点点，还有安慰他们在他们被灾难的时候，然后我们只能够帮助一些物质的方面。不过那个最大的那个应援啊，我们应该想尽办法，在当来的时候能够停止这些灾难，不要它再发生了。我们怎么能够做呢？我们应该选择更高雅的、更那个有美德的一条路。我们应该找那个开悟的那个方面，因为我们开悟了以后，我们才能够尽用我们的那个伟大的能力在我们内在。那个伟大的能力就是我们说他是上帝了，我是佛性了。那个伟大的能力啊，才能够指路给我们，让我们走在那个对的路，而且这条路会领我们越来越远这些灾难，这些痛苦的情况。只有那个开悟，只有道德的方面，才能够真正的保护我们。那目前我们有2个方法可以做了。开悟的方面当然可以找名师了，不是说要找我了，我不是要广告自己，找名师要请他帮我们指路，那个是第2，我们要保护别人的生命呀，我们要保护别人的生命，保护别的动物的生命，这样子我们才能够保护自己的跟自己亲戚朋友的生命。如果我们真的经久开悟的，还有我们选择那个高雅的道德的路，然后我们走在这个方向的话，所有的天灾啊，那个灾难啊，都会消失的。然后我们
tv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/PE